everybody. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at how I predicted the 2024 presidential election. So taking a look here, Donald Trump has won with 312 electoral votes to Kamala Harris with 226 electoral votes. And I'm just going to say that was exactly what my prediction was. I predicted Trump to win with 312 electoral votes, flipping all of these 6 swing states and holding on to North Carolina, which helped him win. And taking a look here, he also is projected to win the popular vote as well once all the votes are counted, which I predicted Harris to narrowly win the popular vote. But still, the Electoral College is what determines the winner of the presidential election. So in terms of that, this is what my prediction was right here, with Trump taking North Carolina and Georgia by a lean margin and the rest of the swing states by a tilt margin. And the actual results were like that. So very few changes here. But overall, I predicted this very accurately. There's a couple margins in certain states that I was further away from being accurate, but there are several states that I predicted pretty much just spot on. We could be taking a look at that in this video. First of all, we could talk about state of Texas. That one was a surprise here. The state of Texas I had going to Trump by about 8 percentage points, and he ended up winning the state by close to 14 percentage points. So it looked like with this state, I really underestimated how much more the Hispanics on the Rio Grande Valley would actually trend towards the right. And many of the urban areas in the state actually trended towards the right from 2020, and I wasn't really expecting that to happen. So I expected Texas to go to Trump by about 8 percentage points, but that ended up being big underestimation of him. And another state, New Jersey, that was one that was pretty surprising as well. I had that one about at 10 points or 10.5 for Harris, so I had it almost a likely, but it ended up being about 5 points for her there. So it's a lot of shifts in that state. And my New York margin was actually pretty accurate there. And what's funny is my New Jersey, my Senate prediction there was more spot on than the presidential. I actually had the Senate one going under 10 points for Andy Kim, and I was pretty accurate on that one. But Harris only won New Jersey by 5, so that was one I was a little bit off on. And Illinois as well, which I had Harris winning by like 14 points or something like that. But that one actually went under 10 points as well. I did not expect that much shift in Chicago area. Even taking a look here, Cook County actually shifted like 9 points to the right. No, even more. It shifted 11 points to the right. And just take a look at this whole map. See, just about all these counties have trended towards the right. It means a lot there. And taking a look, Virginia, I slightly overestimated Trump there, but just by a couple points because I had predicted Harris to win Virginia by like 3.5, but she ended up winning it by 5. So I wasn't too far off. I was less than 2 points off, but the categorization there was a little bit off. And Maine as well. I predicted Harris to win by like 3 to 4 points, but she ended up winning by 7.5. So I fell short with the at large there, but my second district prediction was spot on though. I had her winning by about 9, and that's what she won it. That's what Trump won the second district by. And taking a look at state of Florida, that was one I had spot on. I had Trump taking Florida by 13 points, and that's exactly what happened. That was one of the states I was just spot on with. And Minnesota as well. I had Harris winning that one by about 4, and then Harris did end up winning by about 4 percentage points, as you could see here. So my prediction in Minnesota was spot on as well. Nebraska's second district was interesting. I thought it would actually go likely blue. I've had it lean blue for a long time, but ended up towards the end, closer to the election, I decided to change it to likely blue because it didn't seem like Republicans were doing well there. Democrats were making huge gains, but instead that one was under 5 percentage points. It was about 4 percentage points, 4.5 for Harris. So we saw a little bit of reversion there. And Don Bacon also won his seat there, which was pretty surprising. For a long time, I had Bacon winning until the winner take all thing was coming, and then Don Bacon supported that. I thought that would hurt him, but apparently Bacon was still able to hold on. And take a look at some of the other swing states. North Carolina and Georgia, I actually had pretty much spot on. Well, in North Carolina, yeah, my margin was spot on, but what I found interesting here is this eastern part of North Carolina, certain counties did not trend as much to the right as what I thought would happen. Like, for instance, Wilson County, I thought that one would flip. I knew this one, New Hanover, would not quite flip, and like Wake County, I was surprised to see that one trend towards the right. I thought that one would trend towards the left there. Johnston County, I expected to trend towards the left a little bit, and lots of these other eastern one I expected to go similar to that, but Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, I thought that would trend towards the right, but what surprised me is Charlotte suburbs continued trending towards the left, most of them by a little bit. I thought they would actually turn a corner like they did in 2022. And the Asheville area, Buncombe, Transylvania, Henderson, I did expect those to trend towards the left, which this was pretty expected. But overall, my margin statewide was very accurate. And take a look at state of Nevada, that one. I expected Washoe County to go blue, but it's looking really close. By the time the votes add up, it might go blue, but I'm not sure. It might still hold on red. Clark County, yeah, I expected it to get close, but I honestly didn't think it would get that close. Statewide, it's actually a lean margin. Trump won it by 3 points overall. That's what it's looking to be. I only had it under a percentage point in my prediction, but it actually ended up being lean red. And another surprise here, the state of Pennsylvania. I was surprised that night when it got called so soon for Donald Trump. He did so well in that state. He won it by 2 points. Yeah, I did not think Pennsylvania would be that red. I thought it would be under a percentage point. I had it like point 0.6. I had Wisconsin voting to the right of Pennsylvania and Michigan, which something interesting in this election is that Wisconsin was actually the bluest out of the three Rust Belt states. Like Michigan went 1.5 points approximately towards Donald Trump, which I find pretty surprising. Taking a look here, he made massive gains in the Detroit area, which I did not expect him to shift 9.2 towards the right in this county, Wayne County. I expected it to get closer though, but overall, the state, pretty much the whole state, trended towards the right here, which helped him win by over a percentage point. Wisconsin, my prediction was spot on here. I predicted Trump to win it by point 0.8, and that's about where he won it, point 0.9. It was real close to point 0.8 here, so I was spot on here. Wild counties, though, I didn't think they would trend really to the left, but they did. But the rest of the state, Milwaukee, Dane County, all this trended towards the right, which helped Trump still win the state. So my prediction here was spot on. And I was right about having Iowa and Ohio safe Republican, even though the margins there I slightly underestimated, but I was pretty close. And New Mexico, I thought it would not be quite this close, but I was overall accurate in that state. And another one that surprised me was the state of Arizona. This state, I had it barely going towards Trump. For a long time, I had Harris actually winning this state. But towards the end, I decided to put it tilt towards Trump because it looked like Trump was actually doing well in polling overall. He was doing better in the polls this year than he has in 2016 or 2020. So and the polls in Arizona were also really high for Donald Trump. So I was suspecting Trump would win it, but not nearly as much as what he actually did. So it turned out polls in Arizona are actually pretty accurate, actually, because he was able to win the state by about 6 percentage points, which surprised me. Maricopa County is definitely going to stay red for Donald Trump this election. And it looks like Arizona will remain a likely Republican state once the votes are all the way counted. So it looks like lots of the Hispanics here probably actually trended towards the right, and we saw party registration numbers in Arizona looking really good for Republicans right before the election. So that's what looked to help Donald Trump out in the state of Arizona. And New Hampshire, that was another one. I expected not very many reversions here in this state. I had it likely for Harris, but it actually ended up going lean for Harris. Looking here, it actually got fairly close here. It's less than 3 percentage points, pretty close to 3. Donald Trump did not even contest this state, and it got significantly closer. Guess we were just really underestimating the state of New Hampshire based on polling and just the way the state has been in other elections. It seemed to be holding its ground democratically and not really trending towards Republicans there. Because, like, if we saw the primary in New Hampshire, it was not Trump's strongest performance, but he was still able to win in that state on the primary. So, taking a look here overall, my predictions were very spot on overall. There was just a couple states that just had the margin off a little bit, but overall, I predicted every single state correctly in terms of whether it will go to Trump or Harris. So that is a really good prediction. So thank you everybody for watching this video. Be sure to comment down below, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.